Northern Illinois was a 28-point underdog in that game, but somehow they pulled it off, and their head coach, Thomas Hammock, joining us on the program. Coach, thanks for joining us. Congratulations. How would you describe the emotional roller coaster of Saturday's game?
It was unbelievable. In the moment, you thought back to all the things that we've done to build a program to what it was. And that was just the joy of our players getting the reward, the joy in their face. And so that was a real emotion for me after that game because it was just an unbelievable experience. The kids believed, they put the work in, and I was just proud, for our program and our players.
Take me into the locker room at halftime.
I told the players, this is right where we wanted to be. This is right where we expected to be. We are a physical football team, so the physicality never bothers me. We're big on the offensive and defensive line. And so all week I told them, we're going to be right where we want to be in this game from a physical standpoint if we handle the environment early. And our first kickoff return, we let the ball bounce and got the ball at the 2-yard line. I thought, hey, this has a chance to get away from us. But they stayed in the fight. And when we got to halftime, I said, listen, if we win one half of football, we win the game. And we were able to get that done.
But you're telling these kids they're in South Bend playing against Notre Dame. Most of them probably didn't even get recruited by Notre Dame. And you got to quiet them down a little, calm them down a little bit, but you still want them to be fired up. So how do you walk that tightrope there?
Yeah, the night before the game, I talked to him. I said, listen, the Rocket Ismail is not running down that tunnel. And by the look on their face, I realized they had no idea who I was talking about. So then I had to take it a step further. I said, Joe Montana, Ricky Waters, Jerome Bettis. And so they understood those guys. But I guess what I wanted them to understand was we were playing the 2024 Notre Dame team. We're not playing the nostalgia of Notre Dame. And they stayed in the moment from that standpoint, and I was happy to see it.
You should have showed them the movie Rudy.
You know what? I thought about that early in the week, but then I thought Rudy came out when I was a kid. So I know for sure, they have no idea what Rudy was about.
It hit you right after the game. You got emotional.
Yes. Because I talked to our team before the season about the breakthrough. And I told them a bamboo takes 5 years to break through the surface. And when it breaks through the surface, it grows 90 feet. Well, this is our 6th year. We've done a lot of watering and a lot of, getting these guys to mature. And that felt like we started to break through at that moment. And I was just, flushed with a wave of emotions that was unexpected. I'm normally not an emotional guy in that capacity. But I thought about all the players that's been a part of helping us build it, all the coaches that's been a part of helping us build it, and it was a great moment.
Well, it feels like the college football nation is surprised. It doesn't feel like you're surprised you beat Notre Dame at Notre Dame.
No, I wasn't surprised. And to take it a step further, I meet with my staff on, game day in the mornings, and I told them, I said, listen, I had a dream we were going to win this game by a field goal. I said I had a dream the game was going to come down to a field goal. And I said I woke up. So I can't tell you what happened. I'm not that good, but I had a dream that it came down to a field goal. And the week before, we had some issues on extra point, and so I had that nervousness going about me. But I'm glad it turned out the way it did.
He's Thomas Hammock, the Northern Illinois head coach. You got a bye week this week. Do you wish you were playing, or are you glad you got a bye week?
No, I am glad. I am glad we have a bye week. First of all, obviously I've grown up watching you, but like doing these type of things, it wouldn't be possible if we had a game this week. And getting our players off of the emotional high that they've been on. This is a great week. We got improvement practices, so we really can lock them back in as a coaching staff. To get them ready for, our next game.
Did anybody surprise you reaching out after you beat Notre Dame?
Yeah, I'm a huge Yankees fan. Huge. I grew up in Jersey City, New Jersey. And Aaron Boone texted me Sunday morning. And, for me, that was, that was just an unbelievable text from him. he's in season for him to do that, and being from the East Coast, and listen, that one got me.
What did Coach Freeman say to you after the game?
He was very complimentary. I had a chance to talk to him before the game and just told him, how proud I was of him and, having an opportunity to lead that program. And he was, it was my first time meeting him. I don't know him at all. And he was very down to earth, very humble. You figure a guy is the head coach of Notre Dame, he don't have to talk to me. But for him to take time to speak to me, and then obviously after the game, he was very complimentary, which I thought was pretty cool.
Did Notre Dame recruit you?
Oh no, I wasn't Notre Dame material from a football standpoint. I was Notre Dame material from an academic standpoint, but from a football standpoint, I wasn't close.
You gotta bring him back down to earth today at practice.
Yeah, we got a bye week, so I gave him a couple of days off.
Oh, okay.
I'm from the NFL, right? And so, if you win going into a bye, you give them some more time off. If you lose, you get them back on the practice field. So, I gave them a couple of days to get themselves back. But, I'm looking at these emails about academics. So I'm on that, guys turning in work and different things like that, because we are coaches and teachers, and that's still a part of the job.
Congrats. I know it's a long time coming. You've done a great job there with your alma mater, and don't screw it up the rest of the season, all right?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, and go Huskies.
Thomas Hammock, Northern Illinois head coach. Now, he used to be the Ravens running back coach. He also ran for 1,000 yards in 2 different seasons when he played at Northern Illinois, but that was fun. And you know what? Sometimes we bring up, I do this with my kids. I'll bring up references. They have no idea who I'm talking about. So here he is trying to fire up his kids. Rocket Ismail's not coming out of the tunnel. And then they're looking at him like, we don't know who Rocket Ismail is. Joe Montana's not coming out of there.
Was he good or something? Or
who's it? Jerome Bettis?
Was that his real first name?
Yeah.
Rocket?